When and how do you introduce solid foods and allergens? First, you need to know if your baby is ready for solid foods, also called complementary foods. Look for signs of developmental readiness. Is your baby sitting up with minimum support, controlling their head and neck, bringing objects to their mouth, opening their mouth when food is offered, trying to grasp all objects, swallowing food instead of pushing it out? If so, great! Your baby may be ready to try solids. This dietary guidelines for Americans suggest introducing complementary foods starting at around 6 months of life, and in some cases as early as 4 months. But remember, introducing complementary foods before age 4 months or waiting until after 6 months is not recommended. There is no evidence that delaying introduction of food allergens beyond when other complementary foods are introduced helps prevent food allergy. In fact, it may increase risk. Introducing solid foods can be a fun experience, but also a messy one. Your baby's first foods won't always make it into their mouths. This can be especially true if you're trying baby-led feeding. Some families may choose to follow baby-led feeding advice under the guidance of a registered dietitian or their healthcare team. Pay extra attention to how you introduce food allergens. You want to make sure the baby is eating and swallowing the actual food. Whether you try baby-led feeding or not, your baby's first food should be very soft or pureed. You can puree foods by mashing or blending them into a smooth, even texture. This will help prevent choking while they are learning how to chew and swallow. Some great first choices would be infant cereal, like oatmeal, or pureed fruits or vegetables. Once your baby is eating and enjoying a few foods, the next step is to introduce foods that can potentially cause allergies like egg, peanut, cow's milk products like yogurt, tree nuts, sesame, wheat, soy, fish, and shellfish in baby-friendly forms. Keep in mind when introducing new foods, you should not introduce either cow's milk as a drink or honey before age 1. Limit foods with added salt and sugar. Avoid high mercury fish such as swordfish, tilefish, and some types of tuna. Don't offer loose nuts or seeds, which may cause choking. Keep away from raw seafood, meats, and unpasteurized dairy that can cause foodborne illnesses. Each time a new food is tolerated or eaten without a problem, continue to include it in your baby's diet. Add each new allergen one at a time, say every few days, and keep it in the diet as part of your baby's weekly routine. A great way to do this is mix it together with already tolerated foods. This steady exposure, one new allergen at a time, will help ensure that your baby can tolerate common food allergens throughout their childhood and as adults. As an example, let's take a look at how you can offer some of the most common food allergens: eggs, cow's milk products, and peanuts. Eggs are a nutritious and healthy early food. Offer both the yolk and the white mixed together. Fully cooked scrambled egg is a great option for babies. A good goal is to start with about 1/3 of a large egg at least twice a week. For cow's milk products, try plain, unsweetened yogurt made with whole cow's milk. It's rich in calcium and other nutrients and is another great early food. Gradually increase to a goal of 2 ounces, which is the same as about 4 tablespoons, at least 2 to 3 times a week. Yogurt can also be a good food to mix and blend with other foods. Peanut butter is not only an easy, go-to food, but it's also an excellent source of protein, fat, and other essential nutrients. Peanut butter is thick and sticky right out of the jar, and by itself can be a choking hazard for a baby. To safely serve smooth peanut butter, simply thin it out by using breast milk, formula, plain water, or a pureed food your baby has already tried and tolerated. Once the peanut butter is thinned, it's time to start eating. The very first time your baby tries it, slowly give a small amount on the tip of a spoon, and then wait about 10 to 15 minutes for any reaction. If there's no signs of reaction and your baby seems to enjoy the food, you can continue feeding. It may take a few tries before they eat the entire amount. This is true for any new food you give your baby. Some days your baby may want to eat less, and some days more. Let your baby guide you about their appetite. While we may aim for a goal of 2 teaspoons of peanut butter, you know your baby and what they can handle. Continue to offer thinned peanut butter for a day or two before introducing another potential food allergen. Try to give your infant peanut-containing foods at least 2 to 3 times a week. You can also use this thinning method for other nut butters, such as almond or cashew, and seed butter or paste like sesame tahini and sunflower seed butter, which are also full of nutrients. Let's take a moment to talk about babies with eczema. Babies with eczema have a higher chance of developing a peanut allergy. This is especially true if they've already had an egg allergy. There is a delay in introducing peanuts, or their eczema is more severe. Severe eczema may look something like this: skin that is really red, dry or thick, extremely itchy, and covering large areas of the body. Your healthcare team will tell you how severe your baby's eczema is, so speak to them as soon as possible. If it is more severe, also talk about what the plan will be for introducing peanut, as it's extra important to get your baby eating allergens. This can be as early as 4 months if they are developmentally ready. We know that when baby-friendly forms of peanut-containing foods are introduced early and stay in the diet, babies have a much lower chance of developing a peanut allergy when they're older. You and your family may feel nervous about feeding your baby common food allergens, but we know that introducing common allergens early in your child's life can actually help keep your child safer in the future by reducing their risk of developing food allergies. Common allergen foods offer lots of nutrition for growing babies, and if possible, should be included in a healthy, balanced diet. Our suggestion? Of the allergens, think of the ones that are most frequently eaten in your home by family and caregivers. These allergens would be great choices for introducing in baby-friendly forms. Have fun and make eating an enjoyable time for you and your family.